Well, boys and girls, welcome back to the greatest watch market update show in the world. Today, we have an unbelievable watch show prepared for you by not only did Sweet Kid Kino prepare this show today, but I helped him out. I just want to take a little credit myself. Sweet Kid Kino's here today, and I'm telling you, we have something great today prepared for you guys. We are going to be talking about three channels from the United Kingdom, from England, London, over there, the other side of the pond, unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we've been talking about for some time about discontinued watches. Unbelievable. The George Carlin of the watch world. Unbelievable. They just call me George Carlin. Can you believe that, ladies and gentlemen? Quiero me llamaron el nombre de George Carlin, como el artista ese que tenía un rabito en la cabeza, aquí atrás, que lo mataron. The Illuminati lo mató. Illuminati lo mataron a George Carlin. You know what happened to George Carlin, right? He gave too much information to the channel. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about these three dealers out of the it is a great compliment. Thank you very much. Out of the United Kingdom, and we're going to be talking about the subject of discontinued watches. And there is a dealer out of the United Kingdom. I call this guy Inchworm, the Englishman. The Englishman Inchworm. Unbelievable. And when you hear what this guy is doing to his subscribers, he's giving them a subliminal message, and he is working with no other than artificial intelligence. This guy, you have to hear what this guy is doing. This is, these Muppet Boiler Room secondary great watch market dealers are getting unbelievable. These people are getting creative. You understand me? They're getting creative, and I want you to hear. What he says. We also have before I forget, gracias, Dino, we have an unbelievable watch market update for you guys too, right? We have a watch market update for you guys, but we want you to hear what this gentleman from the United Kingdom is saying, and he's talking to this artificial intelligence. I don't know I don't know much about that, but I want you to hear this. He's going to flim-flam all these people because he's asking him what watches will be discontinued in 2025. Unbelievable. Thank you, Ed. It is. So, let's not take no more time, and let me put on this video from this cockroach. This guy's a cockroach. This is, the inchworm Englishman. Inchworm. Here he is. Unbelievable, this guy.
Rolex has officially discontinued the Oyster Perpetual Celebration Dial. This has led to increased demand and higher resale prices.
Hey ChatGPT.
Hey there, how's it going?
I'm good. I was wondering which Rolexes do you think will be discontinued this year?
Predicting which specific Rolex models will be discontinued can be tricky, but historically, Rolex sometimes discontinues models that have been around for a while or updates them with new features. What do you think might be on the chopping block?
It doesn't matter what I think. Please tell me exactly which Rolex models will be discontinued in 2025.
Artificial
Some
intelligence
experts suggest that the Rolex Air King and the GMT Master 2 Sprite might be discontinued in 2025. However, Rolex hasn't confirmed any changes yet.
Okay, you said some
Soon,
experts.
Flip.
Who might
Soon.
these experts be?
These insights often come from watch enthusiasts, analysts, and industry insiders who follow trends and patterns in Rolex's releases. Like Hodinkee or A Blog to Watch often provide these predictions. Would you like to know more about any specific models?
Okay, so the GMT Sprite and the Air King, what else might get discontinued in 2025?
Apart from the speculated Air King and GMT Sprite, Rolex might also consider updating or discontinuing models that
He's
have
a
had
Buffalo
longer
type.
production runs
He's a
or are
Buffalo.
due for an update, like certain Datejust or Submariner variants.
Okay, but Rolex also do the opposite. They also discontinue watches sometimes that have short production runs, like the OP Celebration.
That's true. Rolex sometimes discontinues models even after a short run, making them highly sought after by collectors. The OP Celebration dial is a good example of that. Rolex's decisions can
by
be quite
collectors.
surprising and add
The
to the
new
brand's
word.
mystique.
Okay, I'd like a yes or no answer, please. Will the OP Celebration get discontinued this year?
I can't say for sure.
You can't say
I
for
want
sure.
a yes or no answer.
He's flim-flamming.
It's not confirmed.
It's a cockroach. Inchworm, the English
And you
inchworm is a
say
cockroach.
yes.
Get it through
or
your
no.
head, ladies and gentlemen. Don't listen to that little weasel.
I can't definitively say.
He wants to get your children's
Well, you
tuition
can't
money.
definitively
I know what
say.
I'm telling you. He's a
In
little
your
weasel.
opinion, do you think yes or no?
In my opinion, it's possible, but there's no certainty.
I know it's possible and I know it's uncertain, but I want your opinion and I only want a yes or no answer, please.
I'd lean towards no.
And ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe this, but there's so many people leaving him messages and they're eating all this that he's doing, you know, with that artificial intelligence. I don't know what that is. You know, Kino's the one that told me that it's artificial intelligence, but, you know, I don't know. I'm not too sure if Kino's right about that, you know, but he told me that. So this is what these flim-flammers are doing. They're using artificial intelligence to ask him what watches will be discontinued in the next couple of months, you know, because they're preying on your children's tuition money, you know. This is the way they want to entice you people. It's like a subliminal message, so you guys can start buying watches that are going to be discontinued. You know what I mean? So you got to watch out with these flim-flammers. So this little huckster, this little huckster, inchworm, you know, the English you know what I'm trying to say. You know, he's very dangerous, so you got to watch him, okay? So, you know, if you see this guy's channel, he's out of the United Kingdom, he's unbelievable. You know, he's a little flim-flammer, he's a little hook, wink, and huckster. Be careful with him, you know? I'm just letting you guys know what's going on. You know, a lot of people out there are saying and using my catchphrase. They're using my catchphrase and Kino's catchphrase. You know, we say that the watch market is dead. You see that? The watch market is dead. But ladies and gentlemen, we have another gentleman from the United Kingdom that he is also saying the watch market is not dead. You understand me? He's using the watch market is not dead. You understand me what I'm trying to say? So I want you guys to know something. I'm gonna put him on right now. He is also from London, somewhere from London, and the name of their company is the Harlem Globe Trotters. The Harlem Globe Trotters, and this is what this guy has to say. You know, these people are attacking you, man. These people are attacking you. You won't believe what they're doing to get your money. You know, you won't believe it. This is what this flim-flammer is saying.
The watch business is not dead. You've got to change your jeweler, you've got to change your outlook on the watch industry, because we're buying and selling. It's what I bought today on is it Tuesday?
It is Tuesday.
Tuesday. But we haven't fully recovered our stock as of Christmas as of yet, and I've been looking for stock for a number of weeks now, so I've been putting in offers. Tilly, show them what you got. What's your favourite out of the bunch?
Pale concealed midi.
How hard are they to get?
They are. They're like gold dust.
So that watch there is complete with box and papers, and will be going online on our website and Instagram very shortly. It's my job and Tilly's job now to log all these watches in, check all the serial numbers and the model numbers match, then make sure they're polished and they're working.
That's right, yeah. That's
then
right.
photograph in, then upload.
So this dirty scoundrel, this cockroach, you know, from the company, you know, the Harlem Globetrotters from England. He's using the word, the watch market is not dead. You know, you understand me? He's using that, using my catchphrase, mine's and Sweet Kid Kino's. And we know that the watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just read you something so you guys get it through your head. It penetrates. You don't have to repeat things to you guys because I believe sometimes you guys don't get it. But Rolex prices are a 4-year low on the second-hand market. That's right. And I'm not saying that, ladies and gentlemen. I am not saying that, ladies and gentlemen. The one that's saying that, that's according to to a report from Morgan Stanley and Watch Charts. Unbelievable. Watch Charts. Unbelievable. prices fell to a 5.7% year on year in 2024, affecting the big three. Do you know who the big three is, students? Students, I'm asking you a question. Do you know who the big three are? Look at that. Oh my God. That's Jeter Piccolino. Jeter. Anybody knows who the big three are? Okay, you guys don't know. The big three are the Rolex, the Patek Philippe, and the Audemars Piguet, as well as other luxury watches. The fourth quarter of the year marked the 11th consecutive of decrease since May of 2022. Peak prices for the second-hand watches according to this. But they keep on telling you that the watch market is alive and kicking. The watch market is dead. The watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. The watch market is dead. You do whatever you want with your children's tuition money, but the watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. It's unbelievable. I'm letting you know what's going on because you guys need to hear all this information. So you can, talk to your fellow friends, your fellow collector friends. La situación está jodida, muchachos. No hay chavo. Kino, eso lo estoy diciendo a ellos en castellano, en español. ¿Tú entiendes? Para que me entiendan. Porque ellos son unos huevones. Esta gente le están regalando dinero a los gilipollas estos, a los ingleses. These English people are you got to be careful with these English people. Let me tell you something. We were doing an analysis on which guys are more flim-flammers. Or the USA or the UK. And I'm telling you something. Me and Kino came to the conclusion that the UK fellows are much sharper, so you gotta be careful. Those people will take off your socks without taking off your shoes. I know what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. La situación está jodida. And ladies and gentlemen, I gotta talk to you about something else. There is somebody, listen to this carefully, ladies and gentlemen. This is for real. This is unbelievable. There is another gentleman out of the United Kingdom. You're not going to believe this. This guy has looks. Have you ever seen the movie Santa Claus is Coming to Town? There's a little elf in the movie. This is from the 1960s. It wasn't cartoons and it wasn't, human figures. It was like toy figures. Like toy figures. And there's a character there that the elf looks exactly like this person. And you're not going to believe this. This person from the UK, and a watch dealer. He is imitating us. He's using, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe who he's using out of all the people. He's not using me. You want to hear it? I'm going to put it on for you guys. This is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to believe this. Thank you very much, Flip. Thank you so much, Flip. You're not going to believe this, what the person that he is using. It's unbelievable. And here it is. This is, we're very, very popular in the world, man. I'm telling you, we're very, very popular. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen.
In total, Ferret fraudulently obtained money and property belonging to more than 40 victims. I've managed to secure an exclusive interview with Anton Ferret, the criminal I have from prison. Anton, Kino's telling me that we're running out of time. Kino, I just need to keep him on the line for a minute more. Just hold on, Kino. Anton,
you didn't listen to that? It's unbelievable what's going on here.
The last lot.
It's unbelievable.
I've managed to secure an exclusive interview with.
Thank you, Wicked. Thank you so much, Wicked, for supporting the channel.
I have from prison. Anton, Kino's telling me that we're running out of time. Kino, I just need to just keep him on the line for a minute more. Just hold on, Kino. Anton,
Jimmy,
where did the last lot of watches go?
Unbelievable!
Who did you give them to?
You heard that guy?
Honestly, buddy, I can't.
He's using street.
For a minute more. Just hold on,
Can you believe this, ladies and gentlemen?
From prison. Anton, Kino's telling me that we're running out of time. Kino, I just need to just keep him on the line for a minute more. Just hold on, Kino.
This is a Muppet Boiler Room secondary Great Watch Market channel. Using Kino.
With Anton Ferret, the criminal I have from prison. Anton, Kino's telling me that we're running out of time. Kino, I just need to just keep him on the line for a minute more. Just hold on.
We're international.
Anton, Fessa, where did the last lie?
Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe this guy from the UK is doing a show? This is serious now. He's doing a show and he's using Joaquin. Because you remember I told you his name is Joaquin. He doesn't want to be called Kino no more. But this gentleman from the UK that looks like an elf, he's using Kino in his show, you know? Unbelievable. We're so popular, they wanna use our catchphrases, they wanna use Permiso Joaquin, they wanna use Sweet Kid Kino, you know? It's unbelievable, and I don't know what to do, you know? I'm telling you that, you know, our channel is just getting very, very popular. Unbelievable, but you saw that. You saw a channel from the UK that's using artificial intelligence. You saw the channel from the Harlem Globetrotters saying that the watch market is not dead. And you're seeing this little weasel that looks like an elf saying, that's right, Ed, saying that Kino's working with him too. You know, it's unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to do, you know, I really don't know what to do, but this is happening to our channel. People want to imitate us. You know, there are a bunch of cheap knockoffs from the real thing out there, and you know, we have a lot of people. You guys know it, you know, there are a lot of imitations out there, and I don't know, you know, why they want to be, you know, using Kino, Permiso Joaquin, Kino, and the other guy using my catchphrase, the watch market is not dead, you know, when you guys all know that the watch market is dead. And so I'm just letting you know what's happening with these flim flammers from the UK. Be careful from them. If you guys live in the UK, you know who they are, and I just want to protect you guys from those flim flammers. They're a bunch of hoodwinks and hucksters and grifters, you know. Estos tipos son malos. These guys will take off your socks without taking off your shoes. These guys are good, I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're also going to be going into a watch market update, you know. And you know, we're entering the month, you know, the love month, you know, like the love boat, the love month, you know, and we're going to be talking about watches that maybe you're thinking of buying for your wives or your side chick or whatever it can be, you know. We don't judge nobody, you know. You do whatever you want. That's fine with us. But we're going to go into our watch market update, ladies and gentlemen. And our first watch is a Rolex yellow gold date 36 millimeter, the Carnelian dial. So 36 millimeter, an unbelievable looking time machine, 36 millimeter. You know, the Carnelian dial, reference number 128238. This watch has a retail price of $47,900. Unbelievable looking time machine. But this watch right here I'm being offered is brand new in the box and fully wrapped, you know, fully stickered, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. I already told you the retail price, $47,900. And we're going to tell you, just in case you're looking to buy this watch for somebody for Valentine's Day, don't pay for that watch more than $43,000 in dropping, all right? I'm going to warm up the dropping as we go on, right, guys? You do whatever you want. Our next watch is a Rolex white gold date 36 rainbow pave dial, you know, sapphire. It's unbelievable, you know, white gold with a diamond bezel, pave dial with sapphire markers on the hours. Unbelievable time machine. Over $105,000 retail price. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Reference number of that watch is the 128496. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you, don't pay for that watch. I mean, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want, but don't pay more for that beautiful looking time machine. Don't pay more than $76,000 and BAM! You do whatever you want. It's your money. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. That's right. You told him, Boris. That's right. Our next watch is an H. Muser. The H. Muser. Unbelievable looking time machine. That H. Muser. Streamliner. Tourbillon. You know, red gold. Red like me. Red like me. Red gold. You know, Vanta Black. Reference number 68040400. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. What a time machine with a 72-hour power reserve. This watch has a retail price of $119,900, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable looking time machine. Let me tell you, H. Muser, they're dropping faster than Billy Boy's pants in an Arkansas farmhouse, but they're unbelievable watches. They are unbelievable watches, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get that confused. They're unbelievable watches. Unbelievable. And we're going to tell you, don't pay for that H. Muser. Rose gold, red gold, streamliner, tourbillon. You know it, Ty. You know it. But how much is it dropping, Ty? Go ahead, write it down. Write down how much it's dropping. It costs $120,000 is the retail price. But how much is it dropping, Ty? Tell us, Ty. Come on. Don't be shy. And ladies and gentlemen, since Ty is not going to help us out with the price, me and Sweet Kid Kino are going to tell you the truth. Don't pay for that H. Muser, Streamliner, Tourbillon, Red Gold, Vanda Black, dial. Don't pay more than $69,000 in dumping! 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 H. Muser. I will meet you. Be careful. Be careful. I know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to tell you something. That's right. Way to go, Ty. The moves. The moves. He's dead. That watch is still dropping. So I set that price down, but next week is even going to go down. Dot, dot, dot. I know what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Be careful with your children's tuition money. That's all I got to say. Our next watch is a Patek Philippe Complications Yellow Gold Annual Calendar Moon Face. The 5146 with a 39 millimeter. Retail price $32,700. Unbelievable. Unbelievable looking time machine. And ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of people buying these annual calendar, you know, watches, moon face, and all that stuff from Patek. And you know, I'm telling you, be careful. Those watches are dropping, and they're dropping by the day. And we're going to tell you, don't pay for that Patek Complications Yellow Gold Annual Calendar Moon Face 5146 39 millimeter. Don't pay more than $24,000. Dumping! You do whatever you want with your children's tuition money. Pero la situación está jodida. No hay dinero por la calle. There's no money in the streets, ladies and gentlemen. Let me explain to you something, ladies and gentlemen. If this new president decides to put that universal 20%, ¿cómo se llama la palabra? El tarif. Tarif se dice. ¿Cómo es? See, every time I ask, you know, a question, the tarif, you know, tiene que ayudarme. Joaquín, para que no te ponga bravo. The tarif, they put that universal 20%. Let me tell you something. The watch market is dead. But if that decides to go around, and let me tell you, that Switzerland is not going to escape. You know, they're going to get it too. You know, I think Mexico is in some kind of talks, in Canada as well. But they decide to put that 20% universal tariff. Is it tariff? Come on, help me out with the word, guys. Está jodida la cosa, so be careful, guys, okay? Be very, very careful. La situación está jodida. You guys got to get smart. And remember, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, the universal 20% tariff, you Google it. That's right. You just Google it. That's all. You Google it. I'm just telling you what it is, ladies and gentlemen. La situación está jodida. Planes are falling. Planes are going on fire. I mean, we're upside down, ladies and gentlemen. Be careful with your children's tuition money. Put it away. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been talking about this watch since it came out. We're talking about the Patek Philippe stainless steel. Unbelievable looking time machine. Unbelievable. This Patek Philippe stainless steel. I told you that it was going to keep on dropping and dropping and dropping. They're embarrassed. They don't know what to do. Absolutely, yes. You're on target, Ed. It is a genius. It is a genius. I'm telling you, it is brilliant. It is brilliant. But I'm more brilliant because I've been telling you that this watch is just going to keep on dropping. I am. I gotta be honest. I'm unbelievable. Alex, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. And Deputy Droopy Butthole Eyes with the Tweety Bird haircut is watching you too. Love you. I love you, Alex. Take care. This watch is unbelievable. It has a green dial. It's fully stainless steel, you know. Gerald Genta design, they say, you know. Unbelievable. This is the 5821/1A. At one moment when it first came out of the gates, it was over $240,000. $240,000. And there was a real big long line of lollipop suckers, window lickers, crayon eaters, tomato cans, ready to give away the $240,000. Unbelievable. And many people did give it away. You know, I know a couple of people didn't give away 240, but they gave away 160, 154. You know, I know a couple of lollipop suckers that did that. And the retail price of this watch is $41,240. And this watch, ladies and gentlemen, I want to see if anybody knows what number I'm going to give you today on this Patek Philippe Cubitus stainless steel with a green dial, 45 millimeter. You know, 83.5. Okay, 83.5. Any more takers out there? I'm telling you, I have a good understanding with my friend Ed, but and Ed has an unbelievable 60,000. Okay, 62. But going back to my friend Ed, you know, he likes to give away money away, and he just finished telling me something over $80,000. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you, you do whatever you want. You do whatever you want this Valentine's Day, you know, coming up in the next 10 days, whatever it is. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that Cubitus with a green dial stainless steel 5821. Retail price $41,240. Don't pay more than $74,000 and dropping. ¡Dropping! ¡Dropping! Le doy más, Kino. Le doy un poquito más. Es que si le doy un poquito más. Le doy. ¡Dropping! I'm letting you know what's going on. The watch market date. You do whatever you want. That thing is going to be exactly like Miss Piggy. I'm telling you, Miss Piggy's embarrassed. They don't even showcase her no more. Miss Piggy's an embarrassment. They don't even showcase her no more. And also is the Cubitus. They don't want to showcase him no more. They don't want to showcase the Cubitus no more. It's an embarrassment. And I'm telling you guys, if you get a Cubitus from one of your AD Patek Philippe dealers, you buy it. And if you're buying it to flip, you flip it quickly. Don't hold on to it. You flip it quickly. If you love it, you stay with it in your hand. If you love it. But if you don't, lo suelta. You sell it like, you know, like a bat out of hell, you know? You understand me? Unbelievable. You gotta be careful with your children's tuition money, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm telling you. That's right. The Cubitus has fleeced. That's right. You know it, Alex. You know it. Say it, Alex. You know how it is. You know how it is. You do whatever you want. Our next watch is a Patek Philippe Complications White Gold World Time Chrono. The 5930. You know, with a strap. Unbelievable. Retail price is $81,610. It's an unbelievable looking time machine. You know, unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to get right to the point. Don't pay for this Patek Complications White Gold World Time Chrono 5930. I mean, you do whatever you want with your children's tuition money. But don't pay for that watch. Don't pay more than $50,200. That's right. $50,200. I know what I'm telling you. I know what I'm telling you. Be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. La situación está jodida. La situación está bien jodida, está bien pelúa. Do you know what pelúa is, ladies and gentlemen? You don't know what pelúa is? You Google it. I'm not going to tell you. And neither Sweet Kid Kino. We're not going to tell you. Get it through your head. It's right here. Get it right here. I know what Patek is dead. Complications, grand complications. We got a smart man here. His name is Alex B. Smart man. Patek is dead there. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Complications and grand complications. Al humil, para el hospital. Para el hospital. Dead. You do whatever you want, but that's how it is, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. Our next watch is the Patek Philippe Complications White Gold 41 millimeter 5326 annual calendar travel time. Unbelievable looking time machine. Unbelievable. Retail price of that watch is $81,420. He's dead, ladies and gentlemen. You keep on doing whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch more than $62,000. You know, a gentleman just finished telling you that Patek is dead. And I gotta tell you, they're dead. They're dead. Don't put your money there, porque te van a comer el orto. Le van a comer el orto por ser lambones. You know, por ser lambones. You know what lambones is? If you don't know what lambones is, you Google it. Ustedes son unos caripelados, y unos frescos y unos atrevidos. You know? You keep on giving your money away to Deputy Droopy Butthole Eyes with the Tweety Bird haircut. You keep on giving away your money to the Warris fat bastard. You know? You keep on giving your money away to the hungry hippo Mr. Magoo. You know? The two Jehovah Witness brothers, Big Pun and Heavy D. You gotta stop that, ladies and gentlemen, you know? And Prune Face is hiding. I'm letting you know Prune Face is hiding, ladies and gentlemen. I know what I'm telling you. Our next watch is the Patek Philippe Grand Complications White Gold 5320 with a 40 millimeter. Salmon Dial. Unbelievable. Perpetual calendar. Retail price is $101,000. To be exact, $101,100. And ladies and gentlemen, that's right, the hungry hippo. That's right. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Don't pay for that beautiful looking Patek. Grand complications. I'm telling you, man, Pateks are dead. If it's complications or grand complications, those shits are dead. Did I say a bad word? Eso no es una mala palabra, shit, ¿verdad? No, it's not a bad word. I don't like to use bad words. It's a beautiful machine with a Salmon dial, ladies and gentlemen. This has a Salmon dial. And when it was first released a couple of years ago, people were going bananas. You know, they made a real big line of lollipop suckers and tomato cans, window lickers, you know, Palmolive dish lickers. They were all there, man. They were all there giving away their children's tuition money. No sean pendejos. No sean lambones. No regalen más el dinero. I'm telling you, don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more than $59,000. And dumping. He dead. You do whatever you want, but the watch market is dead. No matter what those cockroaches out there are telling you. You know, we have a lot of infill, you know, gente que se cuelan aquí, people that come to our channel to come and snoop, you know, and look and all that stuff. It's unbelievable, you know. We have a bunch of them here and we welcome them. We're excited to have them here. That's right, that Patek is a dog. You're right. It's a dog with fleas. Not a dog, a dog with fleas. Because whoever pay $101,000 plus taxes is already losing $45,000, $50,000. But if you have a deep pocket, that's not a problem. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of, you know, people spooking around our channel. So, you know, we have to pay attention what's going around, you know. But that's how it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about a watch. I want to talk to you about a watch which is called the Cartier Ballon Bleu. This is a rose gold. This is a an unbelievable looking time machine. This is a tourbillon. This is a tourbillon manual winding. It has a silver dial. It's a 46 millimeter. Unbelievable looking time machine. Tourbillon double time regulator. I mean, limited edition to 50 pieces in the world. Unbelievable, this tourbillon. 50 pieces around the world. And this watch, the retail price is $150,000. Ladies and gentlemen, listen up. This is a Cartier. Cartier, that's right. That's right. That's right. And it's an unbelievable watch. But as you can see, it has a retail price of $150,000. And there are 50 pieces made around the world. Wow, this guy knows too much. This guy Tress knows too much. Wow. Tress, do it again, please. Do it again. You put the number, but put the number of the watch, the name of the watch again, or the brand of the watch to see if you're for real. Wow. It look like it for real. I'm gonna tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that Patek. Ballon Bleu. Manual winding. That's right. That's right, Alex. That's right. That's right, Tress. That's right. You're right then. You're right. This gentleman just said it right now, Tress. And we're going to tell you, don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more than $34,000. And done! He did. $150,000 time machine. He's dead. Tress, you know it, Tress. You've been watching it too. That's why you know it, because you've been watching it. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be careful with your children's tuition money. La situación está jodida. Be careful. Unbelievable. We have next watch is the Cartier Santos. Cartier dogs, Flip. You're right. You're right. Cartier are dogs, Flip. Unbelievable. Our next watch is the Cartier Santos large, rose gold, with a 39.8 millimeter. The reference number of this watch is the WHSA0016. Rose gold, skeleton, you can see everything, the heart, the organs on the watch, on this Cartier. This Cartier is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. You're doing the right thing, Alex. Don't buy nothing. Buy it after February if you're buying something. This beautiful Cartier it's unbelievable. I love the way it looks. It's a very, very attractive looking watch and classy. April's good too. Yeah. The retail price of that watch is $70,000. $70,000. Unbelievable but true. And I'm going to have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that watch. Don't pay for that watch more. Does anybody know? By go at Costco, you're right. Don't pay for that watch more than $34,000 and done! Dead. You do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. Our next watch is an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak stainless steel 15500 with a gray sinker fishing dial. Gray sinker fishing dial. The sinkers you use to go fishing. Fishing, you put a sinker, you throw it, No así, ¿verdad? Sinker. El sinker, la pesa que se pone para los pescados. Anyway, 15500. Unbelievable. With a smoke gray dial. I'm going to make it nice. Smoke gray dial. 41 millimeter. Retail price $27,800. A couple of years ago, people were going crazy for that watch. Paying top money for that watch. $40,000, $41,000, $43,000. They were going crazy because of the smoke gray dial, a sinker gray dial. You know, the sinker. Unbelievable. They wanted it. And they were paying it. They were paying it. They were cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. You know? And Deputy Droopy Butthole Eyes with the Tweety Bird haircut and his sidekick Jiminy Cricket with the spray can chia pet hair. Unbelievable. They were going nuts. They were going nuts. They became rich. Remember, they have a $150 million company. And they're going to sell this year $300 million. But they're asking you lollipop suckers and crayon eaters and window lickers for super chats and thank you chats. But that's how it is. Papi, el que nace pa martillo, del cielo le caen los clavos. Repito, el que nace pa martillo, del cielo le caen los clavos. You don't understand what I said? You Google it. I'm not going to tell you, and neither sweet kid. Sorry, Joaquin. I'm going to tell you. You do whatever you want. You Google it. And ladies and gentlemen, that Adamas Piquet Royal Oak stainless steel 15500 with a 41 millimeter with a smoke gray dial. Retail price, as I told you already, $27,800. Don't pay more. I mean, you do whatever you want. Don't pay more than $29,500 and you do whatever you want. Keep on giving it away to Deputy Droopy Butthole Eyes. We don't want to buy your watches. We don't want to sell you no watches. We just want to give you a public service watch announcement. You understand me? We want to give you a public service and watch announcement. That's all we want to give you. That's all. That's what we want to give you. You do whatever you want, but that's what we're going to give you. La situación está jodida. He's dead. He's dead. Juan, I'm trying to see your watch. There it is. But, so, ladies and gentlemen, our next watch. You know, I like to play golf a lot. I play a lot of golf, ladies and gentlemen. You might not think I'm an athlete, but I'm a... Yo soy un atleta. I'm an athlete. At one time, many years ago, I used to play baseball. I used to throw the rock. You know, I used to throw the rock. You know what the rock is? I was a pitcher. And that was one of my dreams, to play in the show. But I wasn't good enough to make it to the show. So I took up the game golf. And I play a little golf every once in a while. You know, I play golf. And they have this watch called the Richard Mille. It's an unbelievable looking Richard Mille. The RM055. The white golf ball. Thank you, Tress. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. So this watch, it is a Richard Mille, the RM055. I call it the white golf ball. You know, the Bubba Watson. You know, this watch at one moment, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, I've been around this game for a while. I saw people, man, that I would go, wow, man. Sending wire transfer like this, you know, with a button, ding, sending $550,000 for that Bubba Watson. You know, white, fully white. You can see the organs of the watch, you know, everything inside, you know, the whole body. And just people were just blowing money away, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it was crazy. It was really, really crazy watching that. Those days were crazy, to be honest. And this watch went all the way up to $550,000 in that Corona era. Caballero, es una jodienda, bro, de verdad. Let me tell you, man. It's disgusting, to be honest, man. $550,000. All the way up, Wicked. All the way up. 265. Wow. You're there. You're almost there. You're there. And I'm going to tell you, for that Richard Mille, exactly, Tress, it's insane. You know, it's more of it's insane, but it's an embarrassment, you know, that people really gave up $550,000. Thank you very much, Brand. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, Brand. That people really gave away $550,000. No offense, you know, I understand there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of money and they spend it as they please, but my God, This is a watch that the retail price is like $125,000. It was at one moment 112. Okay, 185. There you go. I don't know. I don't know what to say, but it was disgusting. People were just giving money away, and I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay. Don't pay for that Bubba Watson golf ball, white golf ball. Don't pay more. I mean, you do whatever you want, but don't pay more than $238,000. And if you have the watch, start making plans. Richard Mille watches are dead in water, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You can buy a two. Listen, you go here to Ocala, Florida. You can buy a beachfront, somewhere on there on the beach, You can buy a little condo for a $1.50, a $1.60, and you still have money left over from that Richard Mille. Scout's honor. You do whatever you want. You do whatever you want. I'm here to tell you the truth, ladies and gentlemen. You know why I'm telling you the truth, ladies and gentlemen? You know why? Yeah, you like my cup, huh? It's unbelievable, that cup of mine. You know why? I'm telling you all these stories? Because me and Sweet Kid Kino are stupid like that, ladies and gentlemen. That's why. We're stupid like that. Our next watch is a Richard Mille RM3502. That it has that product, the STD. Thank you very much. I missed you. I think it was. Thank you very much. Wow, what a super chat, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please put your name down so I can say hello to you and thank you. Please put your name down. The Richard Mille RM3502. That has this material, special material, STD, STP, NTPT, that kind of stuff. You know what I'm trying to say, guys, right? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, this material that it has. I call it the STD. Kino lo dieron, tú no me lo vas a creer, Kino. Pero un señor lo dio de thank you super chat. No sé eso, thank you. Lo dio $100. ¿Tú no me lo crees? Ven para acá para que lo veas. Kino's coming. Ven. He said no. That's right, it's just plastic. Thank you again so much for that super chat or that donation. So it has that, STD, STP, NTPT, it has that material that they say that's more expensive than gold and platinum, these people, unbelievable, man. You just gotta be a lollipop sucker and a window licker and a crayon eater and a Palmolive dish licker to give away your money like that. This watch went all the way up to 400 and change. 400,000 and change, ladies and gentlemen. Fully red, like the red devil, red, el diablo. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you do whatever you want. But don't pay for that RM3502 STD. Don't pay more. I mean, you do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. But don't pay more than $208,000 and dumping. Vale, what, kilo? Dumping more. I'm telling you what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. The watch market is dead. The watch market is dead. Get it through your head. The watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. La situación está caótica. I'm talking to you guys in a serious way. Don't give away your 401k. Hey, that came out good. Don't give away your 401k. Don't do it. Don't do it, ladies and gentlemen. Stop being tomato cans. Stop being lollipop suckers. Stop being window lickers. La situación está jodida. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, there's another Richard Mille. Está muerto, tres. Está muerto. There's another Richard Mille that the young fellas, when that crypto money, that crypto money, people went crazy with that crypto money. I saw a lot of young kids that made millions of dollars in that crypto. Bitcoin. Gracias, Kino. Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Kino was helping me out. He was watching me. And they made millions of dollars. And they bought, go fast cars, Lambos, Ferraris, Porsche, all that good stuff. They bought all that. And houses, apartments, and all that good stuff. And then they needed a special watch. They needed a special watch. And the only special watch these monkeys, these cockroaches wanted were a Richard Mille. And I'm going to tell you one of the baddest bad boy watches Richard Mille was producing. I'm telling you, it's a very, very, the way it's made, the craftsmanship is unbelievable. We're talking about the Richard Mille RM6501 Rose Gold. This watch at one moment, I know of people, I don't know them personally, but I've heard of people that paid for that watch. Are you ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? Over $750,000. They would tell them this is like having an F1, a Ferrari in your wrist, a Formula One car on your wrist. Unbelievable. And I saw those kids that they bought that watch. Those gentlemen, they're like around 5 or 6 Indian brothers, and they only sell Richard Mille watches. Their hairstylists with tape, tape haircuts. They're from India, and they're like around 7 brothers, 6, 5. I don't know what they are. There are a bunch of them, but the only thing they do is just push. And they have a front man there. They have a young kid that looks like the Gerber baby. The Gerber baby. He's in the front, and he pushes and he pushes. A white-looking guy, American guy, and he pushes there. The leg. Look at this. Somebody's calling the Lego brothers. Help me out, guys. If you guys know who they are, please put it up there. But I'm telling you, they're like around. Like around six little Muppets, And they even have tattoos of their companies on their arms and all that. Like I have a tattoo here that says the watch market is dead. They have it all over their body. And they have Ferraris and all that good stuff. And they bought that watch there for $750,000. And when the things went bad, they went back to see the Indian brothers who tried to sell it to them, and they wouldn't even give them $400,000 for the watch. They wouldn't even give him $400,000 for the watch. You know what they told them? We'll take it in consignment and try to sell it for you. Can you believe that the guy paid $750,000, and the only thing the guy would give those Indian brothers, lo tira flecha, only $400,000 in consignment. Watch market is dead, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, don't pay for that Richard Mille RM6501 Rose Gold. Don't pay more. You do. This watch, the retail price of this watch is over, I would say, the retail, 400, I think it's $360,000 plus your taxes. $400,000. It's upside down, ladies and gentlemen. Don't pay for that Richard Mille RM6501. And I look in your eyes and I'm telling you, if you're thinking of buying this watch, don't pay more than $251,000 and $251,000. You do whatever you want. But the watch market is dead. You do whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, our next watch is an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Black Ceramic, 41 millimeter, full set. Reference number 15416CE. This is an unbelievable machine. This is the double balance wheel open work. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a basketball player here in Miami, Florida, that played for the Heat Miami. The Heat Miami. Unbelievable. And his name is Hassan Whitesell, something like that. Hassan something, he was a center, unbelievable center. And he played for the Heat Miami, or the Miami Heat, basketball team from here. And a gentleman from Miami sold this watch to this basketball player. Unbelievable. Hassan Whiteside. It was that gentleman, a gentleman that wears the black t-shirts and he wears sunglasses and he has his head to the back. Jose Feliciano. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. That guy. Black jeans, black t-shirts. always has nippleitis, you know. He wears Vans skating sneakers. He sold. That guy sold that watch to that basketball player for 400 and change. 400 and change. 420, 430, something disgusting, ladies and gentlemen. So that basketball player today's a bum. He's not even playing basketball no more. You know, he's retired. He's looking for Jose Feliciano to get his money back. He got fleeced and flim-flammed. And the retail price of that watch, ladies and gentlemen, is $101,100. 101,100. Unbelievable. And ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to tell you the truth. You do whatever you want with your children's tuition money. You do whatever you want, but don't pay. Don't pay for that AP Royal Oak, black ceramic. I mean, you do whatever you want, but don't pay for that watch. Don't pay more than $215,000 and damn! People just lost so much money, guys. People have lost so much money that these Muppet Boiler Room secondary grade watch market dealers are desperate, you know, to have you back, you know, in their pockets again, you know. Pero tan jodido. ¿Tú sabes por qué tan jodido? Porque yo y Sweet Kino were here, Joaquin. I said, you know why they're in trouble? Because of me and Sweet Kino. Because they say that we have single-handedly disrupted and rattled the Muppet Boiler Room secondary grade watch market dealers and channels. And they want us out, ladies and gentlemen. They really want us out. We're not gonna go nowhere because we're gonna fight the fight now for real. We're gonna defend you to the end, ladies and gentlemen. You got somebody you can count on. You can count on Sweet, Joaquin, and me. I'm just letting you guys know, ladies and gentlemen, we're for real. But they're not gonna get you. We're not gonna permit them to get you. We're not gonna permit them to flim-flam you and fleece you any longer. These guys are a bunch of hucksters and hoodwinks. Especially that ringleader. You know who the ringleader is? You know who the ringleader is? You don't know what it is? His deputy droopy butthole eyes with the Tweety Bird haircut and, you know, his sidekick Jiminy Cricket with the spray can chia pet hair, you know? Those are the guys that are flim-flamming you. I'm letting you guys know that, lady. I'm letting you guys know. Anyway, guys, I really hope, you know, you learned something today from this watch market update, and you use it to your advantage, you know, so you won't get fleeced and flim-flammed by these hucksters and hoodwinks, you know, who have been doing this to you for so long, ladies and gentlemen. It's an embarrassment. We want to see you, you know, kicking tires, you know. We don't want to see you walking around kicking tires. We don't want that for you guys. We want you to be happy and healthy. And we're going to do it because we're going to be watching for you always. Anyway, guys, we also have a watch private group in Facebook. It's under my name, Juan Felipe Nieves. And you can scroll down to Opposite Time. And maybe if you request, maybe Joaquin will let you in. And you know how that works. You know, it's been an hour that we've been talking about this. You know, time flies when we're having fun. I wanna really thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for all your support. It just makes us happy, to be honest, that when we see that they're supporting us, we get happy. You know, it just motivates us more to do the show and, you know, and just help you guys out. And I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, guys. I really mean that. Anyway, guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our video, and like me and Sweet Kid Kino say every week, take care and brush your hair. Thank you, guys. Peace.